Hello, everybody. I'm Mordecai Lacrosse, and this is another strange but true video. And we have three stories for you today in the strange but true video. One about a man sticking an eel in his ass. Another story about a man being swallowed whole by a whale. And then, of course, the last story, lightning striking the Washington Monument. So come with me, if you will, for another video of Strange but True. I'm your host, Mordecai Lacrosse, and this is Strange but True. So the first story, if you will, in the Strange but True, is of course the man inserting an eel into his butt. And the reason he was doing this is he thought that he could relieve the constipation. So I guess the first thing he was thinking, and this is somewhere in China, he was thinking, I know what could cure this constipation. I should take an eel and just shove it right in there. I'm just curious of how he was able to, if you will, get the eel to actually do exactly what he wanted. I mean, for one, recently you've had all these people talking about using animal deworming drugs to cure COVID, and now you have the Chinese people deciding to shove an entire live eel up their butts. So basically, the story comes from a man from Exingahaya. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. He's been suffering from constipation, and last July, in hopes of relieving his condition, he decided to turn up his, what he was going to do. And apparently, there's this Chinese folk belief that eels can help with bowel movements. So he took a nearly 8-inch eel and proceeded to insert it into his butt. And that's when the things turned for the worst. I guess you could say that's when things got shitty. That's when his whole life became crap. He had himself in a shitty ass situation. Okay, I guess enough of those really horrible puns. So somehow, even though eel's being slippery, he found a way to get the eel into his rectum. And if that wasn't enough, the fish proceeded to go nuts, chewed through the man's intestines, ending up in his body cavity. And I'm like, this man must have gone through extreme pain, but he was like, nah, it's doing its job. But after a while, he finally decided to go see the doctors, and they removed the eel in emergency surgery. Oh, and it was still alive. It was still alive when they got it out somehow. He nearly died in the whole entire thing, and they pulled out the eel, and it was coated in fecal matter and was squirming around in the stomach. And they said this can lead to a number of infections, which is like, I don't know anyone that wouldn't know that would. But apparently, according to the article that is, they said they couldn't find anything about how this eel remedy would remotely work for constipation. But this is far from the first time that Chinese doctors have had to pull eels out of people's butts. In some cases, they've waited far too long to go to the hospital. For example, a 49-year-old man from, again, I'll put that on the screen, identified only by his last name, Liu. In 2017, he showed up at a hospital complaining about intense stomach pain. He didn't tell the doctors that he had tried the eel remedy as well, and when they found out when they pulled a still-living Asian swamp eel out of the man's stomach during an operation. Like in most recent cases, the eel had torn through his intestines and messed up his guts. We opened up his stomach and saw the eel amongst his feces and food debris, the doctor explained. When we asked the patient after surgery, he said the eel swam up by itself, but he later admitted that he put them there himself while using a remedy. Another man, in January 2020, as soon as he got to the hospital, he told the doctors about his stomach pain and went into septic shock. In a CT scan, the doctors found that not just one, but two eels in that man's cavity. So apparently it's a popular thing to do in China for some reason, is just shove eels up there. I don't know why. And that's the first strange but true story. So the next story might sound familiar for any of you that have read the Bible and remember Jonah, and he gets swallowed up by the whale, right? Well, that story might actually be true. A man that's Michael Packard, he got swallowed up by a whale. He's this lobster hunter, if you will. He basically goes fishing for lobsters. And while he was on his usual, fishing expedition, if you will, for, getting lobsters and whatnot, he was swimming around. And the next thing he knows, he thinks he was bit by a shark. But then as he looks around, he sees the teeth and he realizes he's inside of the whale. And for like about a minute or so, about 30 to 40 seconds, he was inside this whale's mouth, wondering what was going to happen to his wife, his teenage children, and all that until it finally spit him out. And he got spit out with very few injuries. You think there would be a lot more since it's a whale, but apparently whales are actually not that dangerous and usually try to avoid humans, just like sharks try to. And they have this feeding method where basically they open their mouths really wide. And when they do, they swallow anything in that range. And it happened to be that this man, Mr. Packard, just happened to be in the range of where the whale was swallowing, fish and everything else. And didn't really want to swallow him whole. So he got himself out of that fishy situation really quick, thankfully. And returned home completely fine. In fact, he's had many other misadventures. For instance, he was stranded off the coast of Costa Rica. He's had to deal with sharks. So this is not, anything new to him, if you will. But I'm pretty sure when he went home smelling like fish to his wife, at least she knew it wasn't another woman. And that's it of this strange but true story. Now to our next one. So for the last story, if you will, of this strange but true video is a video that I can't show, unfortunately, because I looked it up to try to see if I could show this video. In particular, a few people actually showed this video footage for their videos, and it got a copyright claim and copyright violation on whatever site, like similar to YouTube, that they were using. So I can't show the footage, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure you can look it up and find the actual footage, if you will. If I can find it, I'll try to leave it in that description bar down below, if you will. But this particular part of Strange But True is about lightning striking the Washington Monument. The article is from August 15th, and it says, the Washington Monument lit up as storms swept across the region. And as it did so, it basically hit the Washington Monument, the lightning. And so I guess you could say the Washington Monument, if you will, had an electrifying experience. It was shocking to the onlookers. It was an electrifying show to watch. So basically, it hit the Washington Monument. The Washington Monument's fine. Everybody around it's fine. But the video footage, if you will, is amazing to watch. So be sure to check it up. I'll try to see if I can find the video footage and put a link to it in the description bar down below. Basically, that's the last of this video of the Strange But True video. I guess it's now time, for the outro and all that. So let's get to that part. So that's it we have for this episode of Strange But True. If you like this kind of content, you want to see more Strange But True content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of future Strange But True videos. Comment down below what you thought of any of these Strange But True videos. What about the guy that got swallowed by the whale? Or what did you think about the person that stuck an eel in order to to relieve their constipation? Or what did you think about the very last story, if you will, about the lightning striking the Washington Monument? Comment down below. I'd like to hear any of y'all's feedback. So comment down below and check out the links in the description bar. As always, of course, there's the link to my merch, if you will, which there's some new designs and new items, if you will, in the merch. So be sure to check that link, click that link in the description bar down below so you can see some of the new merch that we have available at the Mordecai Lacrosse Studios merch link and merch store, whatever you'd like to call it. That'll be also in the description bar down below. That's all we have time for today. I'm Ben, your host, Mordecai Lacrosse. Until next time, stay strange.